They're worried about how to make another dime, so they can't sleep, Brother Bill, thinking about how they're going to make $1 tomorrow. They're worried they're going to lose at the stock market come morning time. Oh no, I don't even want to look at the Wall Street Journal. So they can't sleep. They're worried somebody's going to steal it, so they can't sleep. Amen? You can't get hope out of money. You can't get hope out of the things that this world has to offer. Your hope must be in Jesus. And that's what Paul's getting ready to teach these people here. It says they had no, they all hope that we should be saved was then taken away. But after long abstinence, which means fasting, somebody say, oh. Paul stood forth in the midst of them and said, Sirs, you should have hearkened unto me, and not have loosed from Crete, and to have gained this harm and loss. And now I exhort you to be of good cheer. Here we are. Now Paul had done told them, listen, we might not ought to take this journey. You may not ought to go this way. But you went ahead and went this way anyway. But now he says, be of good cheer. Now listen, man, ain't that like God? You're in the midst of a storm. The wind is blowing contrary to you. You're lightening your load. It seems like you have no hope. It seems like that all hope that you had and all peace you had is gone. And your mind is more troubled than it's ever been before. And you know what God says? Be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. Amen. Let not your heart be troubled. Amen. Right in the midst of your danger. Right? He didn't have to tell you be of good cheer when you was on the mountaintop. Amen. How many people have trouble being happy when everything's going good? Amen. Without Jesus you might, because no matter how much you get, you still ain't satisfied. But as a Christian, whenever you're going through you're on the mountaintop and everything's going right and everything's laid out like you want. You got a house full of people at church on Sunday morning. You don't have no trouble putting a smile on your face. But whenever you seem like everything that hell had to throw at you, he threw at you this week. It seems like no matter which way you turn, it don't get better, it just gets worse. That's whenever you have a little trouble being cheery. Amen? Be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you, but of the ship. For there stood by me this night the angel of God, whose I am and whom I serve, saying, Fear not, Paul, thou must be brought before Caesar, and lo, God hath given thee all them that sail with thee. Then he says it again in verse 25, Be of good cheer, for I believe God, that it shall be even as it was told me. He said, Be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. Why? For I believe God, and I believe it will be exactly like He told me it will be. Amen? Amen. I believe it will be exactly as He told me it will be. Man, can we get a hold of that this morning? Right in the midst of the contrary winds, Brother Bill. Right in the midst of the storm. Right in the midst of a bunch of people who have no hope. They don't feel like they do. They're singing gloom and despair. Oh no! We don't have any hope. We're not going to be saved. We're all going to be lost. We're all going to die. Right in the midst of that, God speaks to Paul, and Paul speaks to them and says, Be of good cheer. And Paul says, I believe God. Amen? That'll get you through a lot. That'll get you through anything you ever face. I believe God. Yeah, the storms are bad and the waves are tossing my ship to and fro, and I've just lost my loved ones, and I've just been told that I've got this disease. I've been going through it. Everything's going against me. Yeah, but I believe God. I trust His Word this morning. I have faith, not in the things of this world, not in my money, not in the temporal things that this world has to offer, but I have faith in God and His Word. Amen. Paul said, I believe God. Amen? I believe God. It shall be even as it was told me, but God ain't told me nothing. Get you an old-fashioned King James Version and look at it from Genesis to Revelation. God has told you plenty. Amen. Amen. This The words that are within it have been preserved from generation to generation, handed down throughout time, Brother Sleece, for you today. These are your promises. These don't just pertain to Paul and the disciples and the prophets of the Old Testament, Brother Bill. These belong to William Finance. These belong to Billy Ray. These promises are yours this morning. When Jesus told him, said, listen, there's going to be tribulation like never has been before, never shall be again. There's going to be famines, pestilence, evil seducers will wax worse and worse. Amen? But lift up your head. Your redemption draweth nigh. When he turned to him and said, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. He was talking more than just on the pages of this book, on the sandy shores of Galilee to the people that were standing in front of him. He was talking to you in the year 2010. Believe in me and all things are possible. Believe in me and all things are possible. And Paul tells them, I believe God. And see, you believe in God one day and not knowing if He's real the next, that's affecting the people you got to witness to. It's time that we got a bulldog grip on faith and realize that it is faith that confounds the devil. You see, he don't understand. He understands a lot of things, but he don't understand faith. He understands today, Brother Bill, how that you can stand before the king and bow and compromise, just to keep from going to the furnace. We'll just compromise a little bit. We'll bow down and we'll worship this image of the king. The devil understands that because he knows all about compromise. He wrote the book on compromising. He understands you murmur and complaining, Brother Bill, because he does it. Amen. 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 He understands doubt. Yeah. He understands pride. Come on. Because he wrote the book on pride. He authored that. I will ascend above them. I will be like. I will do this. He wrote the book on pride. So he understands whenever you say, I'm going to compromise. See, he can understand you bow on your knee to keep from going into the furnace. But you know what he don't understand? He don't understand you standing strong and firm on the promises of God and saying, listen, the God that I serve is more than able to deliver me. But if He don't, I still ain't going to bow. Amen? He don't understand that, Brother Lee. He can understand doubt, but he can't understand faith. Faith defeats the devil. The devil can understand looking at the things that are around you, and fear is welling up in your heart, because that's one of the biggest tools he uses is fear. He knows all about fear. He knows all about doubt, but he can't understand faith. Amen? He don't understand. He can understand this morning how that you stayed home in bed. After the rough week that you've had, and the things that you've went through, and all the trials that you faced, and you got to go back to work tomorrow. He understands why you He understands why you stayed in bed, Brother Bill. He don't understand how that when He's thrown everything at you that He can, and you've had a rough week, and this is your only day of rest, and you've got to get up and go to work tomorrow, He don't understand what you were doing in church on Sunday morning praising the Lord. Amen. You don't understand that. Because that's faith. Amen? I didn't go because I felt like it. I didn't go because I had time. I made time. If you wait till you have time, you're going to split hell wide open. Amen. You know how many people I've had over the years, Brother Bill, tell me, I've been aiming to come to church, but I just don't have time. One day you'll have plenty of time, but it'll be too late. Amen. If you wait till you have time to fit God into your schedule in this life, you will split hell wide open. If you depend on your feelings, you will split hell wide open. It don't have nothing to do with the way I felt. It don't have nothing to do with whether I had time. No, you got to make time. You got to decide, hey, this is more important than these other things. Amen? You got to decide these other things can wait. You don't have time to spend 2 hours at church on Sunday morning, but you can spend 3 hours in a movie theater watching the Titanic. Hello. Anybody home? Amen? You hear what I said?